Hello, welcome in for another edition of That Boy Was Busy, seen exclusively here on the Markout Moments Network. I'm Pondwater Dave. We've got a fun one for you today where we're going to look at Kerry Von Erich's epic 1984, April of 1984. It was his big run up to his date with Destiny, May 6th at Texas Stadium for the first David Von Erich's Memorial Parade of Champions. Uh, Kerry works 22 times in 30 days in the month of April, and he's going to travel over 13,000 miles to do so. Um, Before we get started, I'd like to tell you all that this episode of That Boy Was Busy is fueled by Dubby, the clean energy drink for people who need focus without the crash. Unlike other energy drinks that are loaded with sugar, fillers, and artificial dyes, Dubby is made with vitamins, amino acids, nootropics, and 150 milligrams of clean caffeine. That means no jitters, no crash, and no nonsense, just smooth, long lasting energy. Plus, it's made right here in the USA in an FDA inspected GMP certified facility, so you know you're getting the good stuff. So if you want to stay focused in the ring, at work, or wherever life takes you, head over to w.gg and use promo code WRASSLIN, RASSLIN, that's wrestling, to save on your order today. That's w.gg, promo code WRASSLIN, RASSLIN. Super proud to have them on as a partner. They have some great flavors. They got the Dragonade, which is my favorite. Um, it's a dragon fruit and strawberry lemonade. It's really good. The push and punch is what I'm drinking now. Uh, I got to tell you, it keeps me focused. I have noticed that I'm very very focused when I use Debbie. Um, they got the Dragonade, they got the Dub sauce, they got Oda's Restore Potion. S'mores is a great flavor that you can mix with milk. It's very, very good. Tiger's Blood, strawberry, watermelon, and coconut. For little Jimmy Sorensen, we got Japanese soda. And then the Galaxy Grenade, which is watermelon, guava, and a lime explosion. W.GG, promo code wrestling. And now let's talk about Kerry Von Erich's epic April of 1984. We're starting out on April the 2nd of 1984, which was my 18th birthday. Kerry Von Erich was in Fort Worth, Texas at the Will Rogers Memorial Center, where he defeated Kamala by disqualification. On the 3rd of April, we move it over to Ferris, Texas, which would have been a spot show at their school, probably, where he again defeated Kamala by disqualification. On the 5th, we're in Dangerfield, Texas, where he just flat out defeated Kamala. On the 6th, we're at the Sportatorium, the world famous Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas, where Kerry Von Erich defeats the Missing Link by disqualification. On the 7th of April, we're going to move it on over to Louisiana for Mid-South Wrestling, the Superdome Extravaganza, the Last Stampede, where Kerry Von Erich will defeat Professor Ito. On the 8th, he's still with Mid-South Wrestling. This time he's at the Myriad in Oklahoma City, and he will defeat Nature Boy Buddy Landell in 9 minutes and 57 seconds. On the 9th, he's back at the Will Rogers Memorial Coliseum in Fort Worth, Texas, where he's going to team with his brother Mike, and they will defeat the Fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes and Buddy Roberts. And Kerry won't wrestle again until the 13th because he's taking it all the way over to Kyoto, Japan, where he will defeat Rocky Hata in 8 minutes and 1 second at the Kyoto Prefectural Gymnasium in Kyoto, Japan. On the 14th, he's tag teaming with Dory Funk Jr. and Giant Baba, where they will defeat the team of Bob Brown, Joe LeDuc, and the hilarious Stan Hansen in 7 minutes, 57 seconds. This is the Aichi Prefectural Gymnasium in Nagoya, Aichi, Japan. We're going to have a good time with me butchering up all of these Japanese names on this episode. On the 15th, we're still wrestling for All Japan. This is the Grand Champion Carnival, by the way. We're at the Prefectural Industrial Hall in Toyama, Japan, where Kerry is going to defeat the Great Kojika in 7 minutes, 53 seconds. On the 16th, we're still part of the All Japan Grand Champion Carnival. At the Corrigan Hall in Tokyo, Japan, Kerry Von Erich defeats Takashi Ishikawa in 10 minutes, 17 seconds. On the 17th, Kerry defeats Goro Sarumi in 8 minutes, 55 seconds. This is at the Yamagata Professional Gymnasium in Yamagata, Japan. On the 18th, Kerry Von Erich defeats the Magic Dragon, 8 minutes, 56 seconds at the Akita Professional Gymnasium in Akita, Japan. On the 19th, Kerry Von Erich defeats Bulldog Bob Brown. This is part of the TV show that they film in Japan, part of the Grand Champion Carnival, and the General Gymnasium in Koriyama, Fukushima, Japan. On the 20th, Kerry Von Erich defeats Masanobu Fuchi, 10 minutes, 15 seconds, the City Gymnasium in Fukushima, Japan. On the 21st, Kerry defeats Goro Sarumi, 8 minutes, 23 seconds, at the Welfare Hall in Sanjo, Niigata, Japan. On the 22nd, he's back in the ring again with Bulldog Bob Brown. He will defeat him in 7 minutes, 53 seconds in Nagoka City Welfare Hall in Nagoka, Niigata, Japan. On the 23rd, Kerry Von Erich defeats the Magic Dragon, 9 minutes, 23 seconds. I don't know if any of y'all that know this, but the Magic Dragon is a tag team partner with the Great Kabuki, and they faced the Von Erich brothers extensively in 1982 and early 83. But Kerry gets it done, 9 minutes, 23 seconds in the Industrial Exhibition Hall in Kanazawa, Ishikawa, Japan. On the 24th, he tag teams with Dory Funk Jr., and they defeat the High Flyers, Greg Gagne and Jumpin' Jim Brazil, 18 minutes, 25 seconds. This is taped for television in the Osaka Prefectural Center in Osaka, Japan. On the 25th, Kerry Von Erich defeats Goro Sarumi again, 9 minutes, 40 seconds. Another TV taping in the Yokohama Cultural Gymnasium in Yokohama, Kanagawa, Japan. And then on the 26th, we're going to wrap up this Japanese tour, and Kerry will defeat Bulldog Bob Brown, 7 minutes, 51 seconds in the Omiya Skate Center in Omiya, Saitama, Japan. Kerry's going to be out of the ring for 4 days, but he will be at the Amon Carter Exhibition Building in Fort Worth, Texas. Something must have been going on at Will Rogers. They moved it over on the TCU campus, where Kerry Von Erich defeats Jim Garvin. And this was an interesting match, taped for Saturday Night Wrestling. And what made it interesting is that they, at the beginning of the match, Kerry immediately hits Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with a discus punch. And in doing so, secures the 1, 2, 3. And that's the last time we see Kerry until his title match, May 6th, Texas Stadium, against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Talk about the go-home television for their biggest event ever. And Jim Garvin was no slouch. He didn't do the job. I mean, he wasn't a job guy. He wasn't enhancement talent. He had a prominent position of world-class championship wrestling. And and we didn't see that very often. I mean, for someone of that stature to be beaten that quickly and that convincingly, but it was just telling the story that, man, Kerry's focused. He's on his way for a date with Ric Flair. He's going to win that belt in memory of his brother. And he finished strong. I mean, just, it was a pumped up atmosphere. And, you know, we're how many years? 43 years later. And I remember it like it was yesterday. So there we go. And that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up this episode of That Boy Was Busy. I want to thank y'all all for joining us here on Mark Out Moments. Be sure that if you haven't already to like and subscribe, click that notifications that so you know when we're going live. And I will see you next time on That Boy Was Busy exclusively here on Mark Out Moments.